And today I'm going to show how you can change your life just by changing your water. Okay. So before I start, let me ask you one simple question. Is health important to you?
Of course.
100%. So today, here I am representing a company called Energic from Japan. So basically, Energic is answering the two questions here. That means how to have a healthier life for you and your family. When we talk about the ground reality, today we are faced with lots of health issues. Like the biggest one being number 1, diabetes. Number 2, cancer. Number 3, heart problems. Number 4, obesity, and many more. And all these diseases were earlier, they were all called geriatric diseases. That means these diseases were for people who are above 70. But over a period of time, these diseases are no longer called geriatric diseases. They are called chronic diseases. That means diseases which develop over a period of time. That is after the age of 40, 50, 60. But of late, even this name has been changed. They are no longer called chronic diseases, but they are called lifestyle disorders. Because today all these problems are affecting even people in their teens. You talk about diabetes, throughout the world you can see that diabetes is growing at an alarming rate. The same thing when you talk about obesity, spreading across the globe. And the same thing with heart disease, the number 1 killer disease in the world. And the same thing when you talk about cancer, it is fast catching up with the heart disease, and very soon it will even overtake the heart disease. So at this rate, if we keep going, our so-called green planet will never be called a green planet, it will be called a sick planet. So today we are here, how we can make a change from changing our sick planet to a real healthy planet. And all this started around 30-40 years back through this person, Linus Pauling. So in the 80s, that was a question raised in US telling that we are the number 1 in the world in terms of medicine, research, and many more health facilities. But still we are not able to conquer the diseases. So that time, Linus Pauling with a group of scientists and doctors and the world's top people, they did a research and they were asked to submit a report telling that how we can lead a healthier life and how we can conquer these diseases. So the answer that Linus Pauling and his team gave was very simple. He said that human beings can live a healthy, disease-free life for up to 120 years, provided we get 3 things in sufficient quantity. The 3 things basically, number 1 they said was natural water. So I'm not talking here about mineral water or RO water or filter water. I'm talking water in its natural source. Are we getting it anywhere today in the cities? No. Second thing they said was 21.9% oxygen in the air. Are we getting this anywhere in the cities? No. And the third thing they said was 46 essential nutrients that keep our cells healthy. Do we know what the 46 essential nutrients are? No, we don't know. But the good news is there are some world-class nutraceutical companies who are making this nutrition, and it can which is given to us in the form of supplements. So the third thing, yes, we are getting it. But now the question is, without the right water and the right amount of oxygen, how effective are these nutrients going to be? That's the question. So without the right water and the right amount of oxygen, the efficacy of the nutrient also starts coming down. We might give 100%, but what reaches our body might be less than 10%. So what's more important is what reaches our cells. Why? See, this is our body. Our body is made up of systems. The systems is made up of organs. The organs is made up of tissues, and the tissues are made up of cells. So what is important is what gets into the cell and what gets out of the cell. Now if I ask you one simple question, what are the requirements for a cell to be healthy? Number 1, that is oxygen. Number 2, water. And number 3, nutrition. So we know about this. But all these 3 things are input. That oxygen is input, water is input, and even nutrition is input. The 4th thing that is important for the cell is the elimination process also should be good. Because unless there is right elimination, the cell will not be healthy. Imagine you see your mobile phones. You're getting messages. If you don't keep deleting your messages, what happens to your mobile? It hangs. The same way, if the cell is not able to throw away its toxins out, then cell also becomes bad. Our company's mission is to provide true health to the people of the whole globe. And how? Through a very special type of water called Kangen water. So the word Kangen is a Japanese word. Kangen means back to the origin. See, like when we were born, we were alkaline. But now we have become acidic. And why we were alkaline? Because the embryonic fluid in which we were, in the womb of the mother, it was alkaline. And when we are alkaline, you know how is the newborn's skin so soft? How is the blood so thin, so vibrant? Okay? And even if the newborn is letting out some air, it doesn't smell. Why? It's in the original state, it's alkaline. But as we grow older, what happens? Our body becomes acidic and we start developing lots of problems. So the word Kangen means taking our body back to the origin. So that's very important. Then how? Through this water called Kangen water. Now you'll be wondering, how can we go back to the origin just by water? So let me share this with you. In our body, we have got 70% water, right? And when we take our blood, in our blood there is 85% water. And when we talk about our brain, it is 80% water. And when we talk about our muscles, it is 75% water. And when we talk about our cells, it is 90% water. So at an average, we can tell our body has 75% water and 25% rest of the things. So let me ask you one thing. Whatever you eat, your vitamins, your nutrition, your minerals, your phytonutrients, your mutton, your chicken, your fish, your all whatever you eat, is it going to the 25% or the 75%? It is basically designed to enrich the 25%. But what happened to the 75%? Are we actually focusing on it? No. Let me give you a small example. Imagine you have got children and they have got a test paper. Total out of 100. In that there is one test out of 25 marks and one test out of 75 marks. And the pass mark is 35. Where will you tell your child to focus? On the 25 mark question paper or on the 75 marks question paper? 75. Correct? Because the chances of passing are high. Because if in this, even in the other paper, even if he gets 25 on 25, if he fails in 75, he still failed. But in this, if he's 75 on 75, and he gets only even 2 out of 25, still he passes with distinction. But what are we doing to our body? We are focusing more on the 25% and we have literally ignored the 75%. Imagine, we are giving 75% one of the best waters in the world. What will happen to your body? It is going to change radically. That is the reason, change your water and change your life. Water is the most important substance in the world. But not all waters in the world are equal. See, whenever we think about water, we know only two waters. Number one is whether the water is dirty or whether the water is clean. Generally, we consider our tap water not to be so clean. So what do? We do various processes to clean it by filtering it, making an RO, making this, that and things. And today, which is the most prominent way of cleaning the water? Through which system? RO system. Correct? That's the most prominent one. So that only makes the dirty water clean. But today I am going to show you another dimension of water. There is also something which is called bad water, and there is also something that is called good water. And which is the most prominent water we are drinking here? RO water, correct? And what WHO tells about RO water is here. WHO says that disease and early death is more likely to be seen with the long-term drinking of distilled water, reverse osmosis water. You can download this file, the health risks from drinking demineralized water. This is an article which is there on the net. You can check it out by www.who.in/whatever it is. You can get into it. So that means what we have considered to be clean is actually not good for our body. So let me tell you, in RO water, what happens? They remove all the minerals. So when they remove most of the minerals, what happens? The water becomes active. It goes into the body, and whatever little minerals is there in our food, it starts absorbing it and it flushes it out through the urine. Gone. Now you understand why earlier men were not having osteoporosis. But today, since last 15-20 years, even men are beginning to have osteoporosis. Why? Because of this, water is one of the major factors. So now you will ask me the question. So what is called good water? So good water is something called the natural water. And good water is a water which actually has healing effects. And since people are not able to find out how it is healing, they call this good water as natural miracle healing water. And there are waters in the world like this, where when you drink this water, people are getting miraculous effects. For example, there is a place called Lacote in Mexico. So people, thousands of people, lakhs of people come there, they drink water and they get marvelous benefits. And the same way, there is a place called Nordenau in Germany. People drink this water and once again they get miraculous health benefits. Some people tell my arthritis is gone, some people tell my cancer is gone, some people tell my psoriasis is gone, some people tell my diabetes is gone. The same way, there is water called Zamzam water in Mecca. In the same way, there is a place called Lourdes in France, where people drink this water and once again get miraculous benefits. And in India, when we talk about the Ganga river basin from the Himalayas, that water also has miraculous benefits. See, now we believe in miracles, but the scientists, they don't believe in miracles. What they want documentation. So documentation beats conversation. So what did they do? They started researching, why are this water having these miraculous benefits? What are the properties in this water that is actually giving this water that exact benefits? So they started researching it. After the Russian scientists, they went to a certain level. After that, the Japanese scientists took over. And they took over and they found out the exact reason what is common in all these waters that is giving this a miraculous benefit effect. The world's leading gastroenterologist, Dr. Hiromi Shinya, actually uses this water for treating his patients. And who is Dr. Hiromi Shinya? You can watch this small video for 1 minute.
Dr. Hiromi Shinya, the world-renowned gastroenterologist. In case you don't know, a gastroenterologist is a doctor who specializes in the digestive system. Dr. Shinya has impeccable credentials. Each year, he spends 6 months in Japan and then 6 months in New York. For 45 years, he's treated kings, queens, presidents, celebrities, and thousands of other patients. He's chief of the surgical unit at Beth Israel Medical Center in New York City. And he's a clinical professor of surgery at Albert Einstein College of Medicine. He helped invent the colonoscopy, and he developed the technique for removing polyps during a colonoscopy without the need for abdominal surgery. It's actually called the Shinya method. Dr. Shinya has examined the stomachs and intestines of over 300,000 patients. He urges each of his patients to drink this special Kangen water every day just like he does. And you can read all about it.
So in fact, Dr. Shinya has written a book called The Enzyme Factor. And this book is an international health bestseller with more than 2 million copies sold. And in the back cover, he has made a very important statement in the very first thing. What is written? Can you read this out? Drinking Kangen water can help cure obesity. A person who has been a gastroenterologist, the world's most famous, he makes a statement that drinking Kangen water can help cure obesity. Dr. Hiromi Shinya has endorsed this machine. He says, I have a Kangen water machine in my New York medical office. This is the water that I drink and also give to my patients. Page number 109, The Micro Factor by Dr. Hiromi Shinya. And let me share with you a few photos of Dr. Hiromi Shinya's patients. This was the colon. Before that, you can see all the reddish inflammation. And this is after 3 months after giving Kangen water. The inflammation is totally gone. And this is the colonoscopy done on a female 45-year-old who had breast cancer, who had chronic constipation. You can see the total how the colon is. And this is after 3 months of giving the Kangen water. And this is the colon of a patient who had cancer, who had finished the chemotherapy. Now notice how is the colon? It is like just burnt. Nothing can get in and nothing is going to survive in it, correct? But after 3 months of giving Kangen water, what has come? The life has come back to the colon. And it's all because of the Kangen water. Because the Kangen water takes the immune system to such a level that the body starts healing itself. People, once they undergo chemotherapy, out of 100, only 2 people survive. The rest die within 5 years. Dr. Hiromi Shinya's record is that not even 1 person has got a relapse of the cancer. And who says that? Mr. Robert G. Wright, who is the director of the American Anti-Cancer Institute. In fact, the doctors know, because the doctors, they read this book, The Clinical Oncology, which is written by Morgan, Ward and Barton. The overall contribution of curative and adjuvant cytotoxic chemotherapy to a 5-year survival in adults was estimated to be 2.3% in Australia and 2.1% in the US. That means anyone who undergoes chemotherapy, they know that out of 100 people, only 2 people are going to survive for 5 years. But in the same book, on page number 168, what is written here, you can see that all of the cancer patients that Dr. Hiromishinian and his team have treated have a 0 occurrence of any kind of cancer. So this is all because of this special water called the Kangen water. The water is so special that there's a doctor, Dr. Corinne Ellen, who uses this water for healing the brain disorders also. And the water has so special properties that even the world's richest person, Mr. Bill Gates, is using this water. And the water is so special that the world's most biggest famous celebrities, the presidents, the world's biggest sportsmen, the Hollywood actors are drinking this water. Now the question is, what are the properties this water is having which is making it so special? This water has 3 of the major properties which all these miracle healing waters have. And what are the properties? The properties that this water has is, number 1, the antioxidation property. Number 2, the alkalinization property. And number 3, the microclustering property. So can I just go through each of these for around 5-6 minutes? Yeah. Right. So first let me go through antioxidation. The word oxidation reminds us of what? Oxygen. See, oxygen is good for us, correct? But oxygen also has its negative effects. That means the process of rusting, which is also called oxidation. And the same oxidation, when left unattended, it also breaks up metals. And the same oxidation also starts oxidizing the live cells, a fruit. It breaks it down. And the same oxidation even happens to our skin, our body, in and out. The outside changes we are able to see. But the changes that are happening to our internal organs, can we see it? No, but all our organs within our body also are getting oxidized. And the main thing that causes oxidation is our free radicals. So free radicals are nothing but electron stealers. So they go and rob the electrons from these cells. So once they rob the cells and they destroy that cell, and then it goes out like a chain reaction. So actually oxidation equals sickness, that equals aging. Now from where does this oxidation come? So basically this oxidation comes from natural process. That means whenever we exercise or whenever we eat food. So when we exercise, we are producing more and more free radicals. So who needs more protection? The people who are doing much workout, they need more protection against free radicals. And when we eat also, what is happening? Our body takes in 100% of the oxygen, 98 it uses, the rest 2% is converted into free radicals. So this is a natural source. There is one more source that is called the man-made source. From the air pollution, from the cigarette smoking, and today the most thing that everyone carries with us, what is it? Our mobiles. And the alcohol and many factors now are increasing the free radicals so much that our body is left with no protection. But today I'm going to show that one of the biggest oxidation is happening to our body through the water that we drink. Now the question is, well, how can I measure whether the water that I drink is oxidizing or antioxidation? Correct? So, but let me tell you that water is getting oxidized. Like for example, you have a tomato and a glass of water, you left it on your table, you went out for a week. When you come back, what happens? You can see the tomato being oxidized. So even the water is also being oxidized. But this oxidation of the tomato you can see, you can smell, you can taste, you can feel. But can you feel or taste any change in the water? No. But has it oxidized? 100% yes. Now if I ask you one question, will you give this tomato to yourself or your children or your family? No. But this water we are giving to our family and to us because we are not able to see it. Correct? But what our eye cannot see, there are today instruments which can test whether the water is oxidizing or antioxidation. Okay? So there is an instrument called an ORP monitor. And by the way, this ORP monitor is not from our company. This is from a company from US. It is made by American Marine Incorporated. Okay. So normally this machine is used in the swimming pools for testing whether that how much chlorine to be added. So they test the ORP. If it is between 300 and 400, it is fine. If that ORP comes below 300, they will have to add more chlorine. And the same instrument is also used in the fermentation process where they make this beer and all that stuff. And the same instrument is also used in the sewerages. So once they put it into it, they will know, okay, whether the methane gas is produced. In case it is too much, they add some chemicals to nullify that effect. So the good news is you can use this same instrument even to measure whether the water that we have is oxidizing or anti-oxidizing. So which water is good? Oxidizing water is good or anti-oxidizing water is good? Anti-oxidizing water is good. So with this meter, you can measure if it is minus, it is anti-oxidizing. That means it is healthy water. And if it is plus, that means it is oxidizing and it is leading us to sickness. So here I have got a small video where we are comparing the world's top brands of water. And you can see for yourself whether those brands are oxidizing or anti-oxidizing. So watch this 3-minute video. You can see it.
I want to welcome everybody, and I'm going to go into the demonstration here, and I'm going to show you the 3 unique properties of this water and why it's so very special. The first property I'm going to show you is what's called the ORP, which stands for the oxidation reduction potential. And we're going to show you that with a meter that shows whether a liquid has a positive ORP or a negative ORP. And if it has a positive ORP, that means it's bad for you, or it's oxidizing, or aging, or rusting. We all know what that is, right? And so if it has a negative ORP, that's what makes it a powerful antioxidant. So what we're going to do right now is I'm going to pour some of these liquids first. And we're going to start with Dasani. And we just put together an array of liquids that most people drink, right? Did you drink any of this? Dasani? How about Aquafina? Yes? I think I used to drink all of these. And how about Smart Water? Yes? How about the Arrowhead sparkling water? Yes? Anyone like that water? That's why I kind of liked it. It was all the flavors. Actually, this was my favorite water. It's called Alive. In a second, you'll see what I call it. How about sports drinks, Gatorades? Yes? Everybody like those? I used to drink a lot of sports drinks because, you know, you see athletes drinking it, so it must be good for us. How about sodas? Do any of you drink sodas? Okay, and this is just tap water. Anybody drink tap water? And then this is Kangen water. Okay, so this is the pinpoint ORP meter. Now we're going to test the ORP of the Dasani. So notice Dasani is over 215 right now. Now we go to the Aquafina. How's the Aquafina? Go over 220 and climbing. How about the Smart Water? Over 230 and climbing. How about Arrowhead? Over 315 and climbing, getting worse. Alive water. This was one of my favorite ones. 400. Now I call it dead water. How about Gatorade? Any of you drink Gatorade? Like 393 and climbing. So remember, the more positive it is, the worse it is. How about 7-Up? Now all sodas are pretty much the same, just we use light colored. So you'll see 394 and climbing. How about the tap water? 325. Here's the star of the show, you guys. Look at negative what? Negative 400. Now negative 426. So as you can see, when it has a negative, this is the only water that has a negative. That's why they call it negative water in Japan. That's why they use it in hospitals over there, because all the positive ones are oxidizing, aging, rusting, bad, internally on the body. But the negative water is neutralizing the free radicals, so that's why we want to drink this water and hydrate your body on a regular basis.
So what did we see? We saw all the brands of water in the world, one of the major brands, and most of the waters, including the tap water, they are all positive ORP. That means they are actually very powerful oxidizing stuff. See, whatever antioxidants we take a very small quantity, but the water itself we are taking minimum 2 liters. It is such very oxidizing. And the only water that was antioxidizing was our Kangen water. So given a choice, what is the water that you will give for yourself and your family? The normal water or the Kangen water? Kangen water. See, some people, we take antioxidants like vitamin C. But with what do we prepare this? With our normal tap water or distilled water. So once again, vitamin C is around minus 80. So you take it with water, 300 and minus 80, it is still oxidizing. And some we tell black green tea is good for you, it's antioxidizing. But we prepare the green tea with, once again, the tap water. So this I was minus 120 and here 300, still it is plus 180. So what is happening? The antioxidizing effect of all the nutrients is lost because the water is so very oxidizing. Got the point? So that's the reason we might take very powerful antioxidants with very high ORAC value. But still, because of the water we take, we are not able to get even the 5% of the benefits of that nutrition. Like I showed you the slide before, the world's top athletes, the world's top players, the richest people, they use this water. But in India, it is still unknown. Virat Kohli, they import water from France. It is called the Evian water. You can check this. He drinks only Evian water. And our sports people, what are they drinking? They are drinking the sodas, which is actually causing them harm than actually hydrating the body. And incidentally, if you go to the Google and search what is the ORP of the Evian water, you can check it to be around plus 350. So it is good for the body or bad for the body? In fact, it is bad for the body. So in the first test, Kangen water, good or bad? Good. Okay. Now what is the benefits of taking this antioxidant water? There are many benefits, like it supports kidney function, improves reproductive function, improves nervous system, maintains good dental health, supports immune system, reduces obesity, offers protection against digestive disorders, maintains healthy vision, improves quality of sleep, and supports the respiratory system, and also have an anti-aging effect. So let me just share a small photo with you. For people who come for the first time, if I ask you, by their looks, these two people, what is the age difference between these two people? 20 to 50 to 20 years, the curve, correct? But let me tell you, this person here is Mr. Hironari Oshiro, who is the CEO of Energic. This person here is the Energic US business advisor. And this photo was taken way back in 2009, and at that time, both were of the same age, 69 years old. But does Mr. Oshiro actually look 69? Not at all. He looks much, much younger. And that's because for tens and tens of years, Mr. Oshiro has been drinking which water? The Kangen water. And now let's get on to the second property of the water. And that is called the alkalinization. Did you know that the pH of your body affects every aspect of your health? See, normally our normal temperature is around 98.6. If it goes around 4-5 degrees up, you run to the doctor telling the fever is there. Okay, you do many things to reduce the temperature. But you know the pH of the body is within a very narrow band of 7.34 to 7.38. That means 0.04. That is the band it has to be to maintain. Anything above that or below that means we are having problems and we will develop diseases. For if the blood pH moves below 6.8 or above 7.8, the cells stop functioning. So the blood does anything to maintain its level of homeostasis. That means to maintain the pH between 7.34 and 7.38. If it doesn't do this, what happens? The body will start a lot of problems. We don't bother about this. We start eating a lot of acidic foods. For example, if this is our typical diet, more than 80% of what we eat, it is all acidic. So when it is becoming so acidic, what happens? Two things are happening. Number one, we are producing a lot of acidic wastes. And acidic waste, what is happening? It is getting accumulated in various parts of the body. And second thing, what happens is the blood also removes whatever the alkaline stuff is there in the body. Like from the joints, it takes out the calcium. From the insulin, it takes out the alkalinity. And it takes out all these things. And what happens? It will maintain the pH, but it will affect the total body because you will start developing problems like acid reflux, arthritis, cancer, gastritis, gout, obesity, cholesterol, diabetes high, gout. This is nothing but the build-up of acidic phase which the body tries to store as far away from the main parts, from your heart, from your liver and your kidney. That is especially you start having problems in the extremities. And one of the biggest problems today is our diabetes. We know 1 out of 11 people throughout the world that are diabetic. And what is the cause of diabetes? Tell me. Many people tell no insulin and all that stuff. Actually, everybody has. But the problem is, when I'm talking here about type 2 diabetes, not the one which they are born with now. Body has insulin, but the body has developed insulin resistance. And one of the reasons why it develops insulin resistance is because the pH of the insulin has been robbed away by the blood. See, if you go to this website, www.jbc.org, there's a study done that for insulin to actually bind with the cells, the pH of the insulin should be between 7.6 to 8.0. But when you are eating a lot of acidity, to balance the acidity, the blood even takes away the alkalinity from the insulin. So the insulin pH comes down to 7.2, 7.3. That time, what is that? Even though insulin is there, it is not able to bind to the cells. And that's the reason it is not working. And how much ever you squeeze the pancreas to produce more and more insulin, still the body is not able to work because the pH is imbalanced. So that's the reason people, they take so many medications, they take so much nutrition, but still they are not able to have the sugars come to normal. That's why, because of the pH imbalance. And one more biggest cause of problems today, what is it? Cancer. And you know what is the cause of cancer? Around 100 years back, way back in 1923, it was told that by Dr. Otto Heinrich Warburg, all forms of cancer are characterized by two basic things: acidosis and hypoxia. That means too much of acidity in the body and lack of oxygen. He also discovered that cancer cells are anaerobic. That means cancer cells, they don't need oxygen for them to survive. They grow without oxygen. And he also said that cancer cells cannot survive in high levels of oxygen. So that's the reason in some countries what they do for cancer patients, they remove the blood out, they infuse oxygen and put back the blood into it. And that's what he said, that cancerous tissues are acidic and healthy tissues are alkaline. So if we want to be healthy, should our body be acidic or alkaline? It has to be alkaline. But what is happening? The foods, 80% of our foods are acidic. And what about the water? Did we ever think about the water that we're drinking? So one of the biggest things that actually causes imbalance is our acid and alkaline imbalance. In fact, doctors have written many books about the acid and alkaline balance. Okay? And our water is more acidic than we think. And to prove that, watch this video for 2 minutes.
Next property I'm going to show you the water is, over here we're going to test these waters for the pH of the water. So pH stands for potential hydrogen. And we have a little chart here where I'm going to show you, and we're going to put a few drops in these waters. And we're going to show whether they are on the acidic side or the alkaline side. We'll just put a couple of drops in each one of them. We have a nice little pretty colorful display today, right? And we'll kind of stir these up real quick so you can get a better look, and then I'll show each one of them. Let's clean that off. Let's clean it off each time. Okay. So we'll use this pH chart here and show. So the Dasani is what?
Very acidic.
On the acidic side, right? How about the Aquafina? Also acidic. How about the Smart Water? A little better, but still acidic, right? How about the Arrowhead Sparkling? Very acidic. How about the Alive Water? That's why I call it dead water now. How about the Gatorade? Also very acidic. And how about the 7-Up? Bet you didn't know you were drinking so many acidic things, did you? How about tap water? So right around neutral, right? So tap water is always going to be neutral to slightly alkaline because it's federally regulated by the government. So besides, the chlorine, the fluorides, they put lye in the water, which is a pH of 14, very alkaline, to raise the pH of our city water, the tap water, because if it were acidic, it would rust the pipes. So I don't think they're concerned about our pipes. They're concerned about the city pipes. So that's why it's always going to be in that range. So let's move on to the Kangen water. Now here's the star of the show. What is the Kangen water? Very alkaline, right? So with a touch of a button, we can change the alkalinity, and this one is 9.5 pH. So we all know that we should be slightly alkaline, right? Because we're over 75% water. Unfortunately, look what we're drinking today, and the foods we're eating, and the air we're breathing. And so when you drink this water on a regular basis, just think about your bodily fluids, right? Now watch what happens. What did we just do? Just with a little of the water, we neutralize that and raise the pH of the water. We'll go to the Aquafina. Notice. How about the smart water? Notice I'm just putting in a little bit, right? So imagine when you're drinking this on a regular basis, what happened to the Arrowhead water? It was struggling, and then it went right back to acidity. That's because it's very acidic. Notice the Alive water. No change. How about the Gatorade? Also no change. How about the 7-Up? So now we'll go over to the tap water. Notice it changed pretty easily, right? So now when you're drinking this water on a regular basis, that's what's going to help your body to balance your pH. Now, I'm going to take the 7-Up here. Now it's already diluted, right? Watch what happens. Now think about you're drinking this on a regular basis. Watch what happens when we just add a little bit of that. Notice it takes it right back to an acidic state, just with a few drops. If you're drinking these things, and these are all pretty much in the same range, watch the Kangen water.
Wow.
We just destroyed the Kangen water with a little bit of diluted soda. If you're drinking sodas, this is right around the pH of about 2.5, which makes it about 50,000 times more acidic if you were starting over here at the neutral point. So that's how acidic it is. So as you can see now, that's the second property of the water that makes Kangen water so very special and why you want to be hydrating your body on a regular basis.
So one thing what we saw here was that all the waters that we saw, most of the waters were acidic and the sodas were very, very, very acidic. In fact, the sodas are 50,000 times more acidic than our neutral water. And the only thing that was actually alkaline was our Kangen water. So one message that I want to give here, whether you're taking Kangen water or no, it's different. But most importantly, avoid these sodas. Avoid the aerated drinks, because to just neutralize one glass of this sodas, the Pepsi, the 7-Up water, Coca-Cola, it takes 35 glasses of Kangen water just to neutralize it. So our body should be acidic or alkaline? It has to be alkaline. That means our pH of the blood is very, very important. It must be between 7.34 to 7.38. So that's very important. Okay. Every single person who has cancer has a pH that is too acidic. And here's a testimonial. A person who was diagnosed with cancer 2009 and said he's going to just survive for 4 to 6 months. And this is after 16 weeks of drinking alkalized water, Kangen water, and this is 5 years cancer free. What did he do? No magic. He just converted his body from an acidic state to an alkaline state. So when the body comes to an alkaline state, the cancer cells cannot survive. Who said that? The Nobel Prize winner, Dr. Otto Warburg. Okay, right. So test number 2, alkalization, Kangen water, good or bad? Good. Test number 1, antioxidant, good or bad? Good. So good plus good, Kangen water, very good. So which is the water that you will give it to yourself and your family? Kangen water. Yes. Now, pH has one more additional feature for people who want to lose weight. And this is a book written by the pH Miracle for Weight Loss, written by Dr. Robert O. Young. And what he has mentioned, how alkaline water helps you to lose weight. Alkaline water flushes fatty acids from the cell. Fatty acids travel to the liver. Liver converts the fatty acids into glucose. Glucose is burned by the muscles, leaving lactic acid. Alkaline water neutralizes lactic acid so your body can burn more fat Alkaline water flushes the neutralized acids from the body so the weight stays off. In fact, personally, I have been drinking this water for 1 month. In 1 month, I have shed down, without any other change in my habit, I have shed down 2.2 kilos just by changing my water. Okay. And here is one more example. A person who lost his weight in 3 months, you can see the difference. Okay. Now coming to the third property of water, that is called the microclustering. See, normally water occurs in 15 to 20 molecules together in clusters. So when 15 to 20 molecules, that means they are little big. But the Kangen water is microcluster. That means 5 to 6 molecules. So the molecules are small. What happens? Microcluster allows greater penetration and easier absorption of water. And who says this? Once again, a Nobel Prize winner, Dr. Peter Agre. He has written on the plumbing system for the cells. He says that every cell has an entrance here. These are called the aquaporins. And water and nutrients enter the cell through the aquaporins. But you can see the normal water, the structure is so big that it is not able to enter into the cell. So when it's not able to enter into the cell, can the water get into the cell? Can the oxygen get into the cell? Can the nutrition get into the cell? No. And can the toxins come out of the cells? No. But with this Kangen water, because it's microclusters, they are able to penetrate the cell, carry the oxygen, carry the water, carry the nutrition, and remove the toxins out. So when these are the 4 requirements for a healthy cell, and this really makes it really the ultimate water that humans need for their consumption. And how will you prove this? Simple. Let's talk about preparing tea by using tea bags. So when you use preparing tea using tea bags, do you use hot water or cold water? Hot water. Why? When the water is cold at normal temperature, the molecules are 15 to 20 clusters. But once you heat them, what happens? The molecules, the clusters break up. When they break up, they are able to penetrate the tea bag and remove the tea from the tea bag. Correct? So that means only with hot water it is possible. With the cold water it is not possible. But Kangen water is different. You can prepare tea even with the cold water. So watch this video for 1.5 minutes that demonstrate how Kangen water is able to draw out the tea even from when it is at room temperature.
So now I get to show you the third property of the water, which is microclustering of the molecules. And so regular water, like tap water, is about 15 to 20 molecule clusters, whereas Kangen water is about 4 to 6 clusters, so much smaller. And you're going to get to see a visual when I show you that with these green tea bags. So this is Yamamoto green tea. It's a tea that I like. And so we're going to go ahead and put one of these in here in the first cup. And what do you have to normally do to make tea? You have to heat the water. So we're going to take room temperature tap water. And notice what's happening. It's not making tea, is it? That's because you have to boil the water to make tea. So we're going to take another tea bag and we're going to take the Kangen water. Notice what happens. What's happening to that tea bag? It's making tea instantly. Watch what happens when I go to pour again. Instant tea, right? The smaller molecules are penetrating the tea bag and drawing the tea out of the tea bag. Okay, let's take one. How about if we go back to tap water? No tea, right? So it's not a magic show, so you understand. It's just the molecules are too big to draw the tea out of there. We'll go back to Kangen water. Notice how it's drawing tea out of the tea bag. And notice this tea bag's still struggling over here, right? So let's take it back over here and let's see if we can get tea out of it. Notice, instant tea with the Kangen water. So I think you can understand with the microclustering of the molecules being 4 to 6 clusters, much smaller, how it's drawing the tea out of the tea bag. Now imagine when you're drinking this water on a regular basis, it's hydrating the body better. This water will actually reach the brain in 60 seconds, every part of the skin in 10 minutes. It will penetrate the cells much easier, carry nutrients into the cells, and carry waste products out of the cells. So I think you can see that drinking Kangen water with the negative ORP, right, the alkalinity and the microclustering of the molecules, this should be the water of choice for everybody to drink because it's far superior water and beneficial for the body.
So what we have seen, that Kangen water is the ultimate transportation system that actually carries the water that carries the oxygen, carries the nutrition into the cell and removing the toxins out of the cell. In fact, you get such superior hydration and increased nutrition absorption. In fact, your nutrition absorption could increase up to 500%. And effective detoxification. And more important, increased metabolic efficiency and improved cellular communication. See, for me, the change that I have seen is the moment I have been drinking this water, my energy levels have never come down. Otherwise, at night when I sleep, I take around 25 to 30 minutes for me to get sleep. But today, I lie down and 5 minutes I'm asleep. Another change that I have noticed is when I used to get up in the morning at 5 o'clock, I used to feel very tired. But the moment I started taking this water, the moment I get up, I'm totally fresh. It's like I'm just out of the bed, I'm ready for action. It's all because of this Kangen. Okay? And that's the reason why the world's top trainers, they use this water, giving the athletes, because this water gives you superior hydration, superior detoxification, and high energy levels and greater endurance. And that's the reason the world's top trainers who have been in this field for 20-25 years are actually using this water. See, we all spend thousands of rupees, and in fact, some people spend lakhs of rupees for people who want to do the bodybuilding, people who want to recover from many ailments, people who want to be healthy, people who want to do aerobics. We spend thousands of rupees. In fact, from even nutrition companies, the cost of nutrition, one bottle comes to 4,000, 5,000, 10,000 rupees. Yeah, that's what. So that means people are ready to spend thousands, even lakhs, and some people are even willing to spend crores. But if that nutrition doesn't reach your cell, is it of any use? Why it is not reaching your cell? Because the water was not allowing it to reach. With Kangen water, what happens? The nutrition is able to reach your body, and you are able to have enough oxygen, enough water, and it's able to remove the toxins. So what is happening? The cells start becoming really healthy. So which should be the water for choice for anyone? It must be only the Kangen water. And this is a photo of the blood. It's called the rollover effect. And this is 12 minutes after taking the ionized water. So instead of just seeing the pictures, have a look at this actual video. 1 minute video. Watch it.
Let us see how this type of water affects human blood. The doctor is drawing blood from a patient's finger. Using a special microscope, we shall be able to see the condition of her body from this drop.
These are red blood cells, and they've lost their electrical charge, so they're all stuck together in a formation called a rouleau. Here's a huge symplast. Symplasts are associated with heart disease and arthritis and lung disease and many other conditions that could be coming in the future.
The doctor asks the patient to drink a small amount of structured water. After 12 minutes, the doctor again draws blood from the patient and studies it.
So you can see that the cells then become buoyant, they become slippery, and they have their electrical charge, so they repel each other. That allows them to carry oxygen, and it means that we're changing the pH of the blood back to an aerobic environment rather than an anaerobic environment. I think that's utterly amazing that just drinking water could do that.
So in fact, what did you see? This clump have literally separated. So because of this, what has happened? There is an increase in oxygen delivery, there is an increase in nutrient delivery, there is an increase in blood circulation, there is a decrease in plaque buildup, and decreases the work of the heart. Most importantly, remember, Kangen water is not a drug. It is the most natural element that you can put in your body. It makes your body to heal itself. Why? By making the cells healthy, by providing the right amount of oxygen, the right amount of water, the right amount of nutrition, and the efficient detoxification. I want to introduce you here to two people. I think one person you might recognize his name. Who is it? Louis Pasteur. But Antonio Bechamp? No, yeah, never. Okay, the argument that changed the course of medicine. Louis Pasteur said, and he propagated what is called the germ theory. He said, the cause of the disease is the germ. But Bechamp said, the cause of the disease is not the germ, but it is the terrain. It is the surroundings. Louis Pasteur won. But he reversed himself on his deathbed. But unfortunately, the road was paved for the germ theory and it was too late for the medicine to turn back. Today, the pharmaceutical companies are the biggest money-making industries in the world. Even they know that what they're doing is not 100% right, but they cannot turn back. Why? Because of the billions that they are making. Correct? And that is the reason today still people follow that, and that's the reason why medicine of today alleviates the symptoms of the disease, but rarely the cause. And to remove the cause, what we have to do? We have to change the environment. And that's exactly what our Kangen water does. Okay? So imagine it's like a fish is becoming sick because of being in the dirty water. So after taking out the fish, will you put it back in the dirty water or will you clean the water? You have to clean the water. Otherwise what happens? The fish is once again going to be sick. So in fact the choices in healthcare, what are the choices? Number one is drugs, surgery, repair and replace. But in Kangen water, how is it? Nourish, detoxify, prevent, balance and heal. It's a holistic approach. The beauty is this water is produced by one of its kind of a machine which is manufactured by a company called Enagic. And how is this water prepared? Simple. See, the tap water gets into the machine through a water filter and there it is getting into it is getting split, it is getting ionized by powerful electrolyzed plates which are made up of platinum and titanium. They are titanium plates which are coated with platinum. And at the end of the machine, you start getting this Kangen water, which is the drinking water. In the other pipe, you get the acidic water, which is used for different purposes. In fact, this machine, which our company makes, is the Levelux Super 501. Okay? And this machine produces 5 types of water. The water I was speaking about so far, that is called the Kangen water, which is of various pH 8.5, 9 and 9.5. So people who are starting, you start with 8.5, then go on to 9, then to 9.5. Okay, this is used for drinking and cooking and anti-aging effects. The second type of water that it produces is clean water. The third type of water it produces is beauty water. The fourth one is strong Kangen water of 11.5 pH and the strong acidic water of 2.5 pH. And these last two waters, no other machines in the world can produce. Okay, now clean water is basically used to prepare baby foods and taking allopathic medications. See, because all the medications that are made, the drugs, the clinical research was done based on the tap water. So it's always better to take them with the normal water, with the clean water which has removed all the chlorine. Because once you take it with the Kangen water, the absorption is going to be so fast, it is not with the clinical test that they have done. The water should be absorbed in 3 hours, it gets absorbed in the body within 30 minutes. No, it doesn't work. So always take the medications with clean water. Okay. Then the next water is beauty water. See, we all spend thousands of rupees for the skin toner. Correct? But through this machine, you can get liters and liters of toner, which is best for your skin, for your hair. And the next water is the strong Kangen water. And this is the water that actually protects you from all the insecticides and pesticides and the sprays that you're putting on your vegetables. See, normally how do you wash your fruits and vegetables? Tap water. See, and what is sprayed on these fruits and vegetables? We all know what is sprayed? Pesticides and all these things. If rains cannot wash these pesticides, do you think your tap water is going to wash it? No. And when we don't wash it, what is happening? Along with the fruits, all these pesticides go and they cause so many problems like nerve damage, liver damage, cancer, infertility and many problems. Okay? But when you actually use this Kangen water 11.5, you are able to wash this all. So watch this demo for 2 minutes.
Now we're going to show you some other properties of the water. And what we're going to do is we're going to use some tomatoes here that I just got at the grocery store. So these are some Nature's Sweet tomatoes. And how do you normally clean your fruits and vegetables at home? You rinse them in the tap water, right? So we're going to take these Nature Sweet tomatoes, and I'll try to pluck these out really quick. And you rinse them in the tap water, right? So we're just going to simulate that by pouring some tap water in here. And we're going to take another bag of the Nature Sweet tomatoes, and we're going to soak them in what's called strong Kangen water. In strong Kangen 0.5. And the reason I put it in a black container is because three things affect the properties of the water. That is air, light, and movement. So we always store them in black containers when we make the water. So we'll just soak some of the tomatoes with the 11.5 strong Kangen water. And while those are soaking, we'll let those sit there for just a minute. And we're going to take some, this is pure sesame oil. And we're going to take some sesame oil, and I'm going to show you while those are soaking what this water can do to the sesame oil. Now what happens, basic science, what happens when you mix water and oil?
They don't mix, they separate.
It doesn't mix, right? So notice how it's starting to separate. So watch when I take the same oil and put the strong Kangen water in there. What just happened? It emulsified, or it mixed the oil. So we're going to show you today with this water how you can use it for different purposes at home to clean your produce. You can also use it, put it in a black spray bottle like I do, and clean the house with it. So we're all concerned about the chemicals in our home, right? So we can now get rid of all those chemicals and make water that you can use as a degreaser, a cleaner, your 409. You can replace all of those. So let's go back to the tomatoes. How about that? So remember, these were soaking in the tap water and simulating how you clean them at home. And I'm just going to scoop them out of here and try not to make a mess. Okay. That's the tap water. We'll set them right there. And then we're going to do a little taste test. Are you ladies up for a taste test today? Okay, let's get I call these Kangen tomatoes. Now, notice the difference. So, you thought you cleaned your tomatoes in the tap water, right? But did you really?
No.
Notice what just came off the tomatoes.
Everything.
Herbicides, pesticides, oxidation, anything that's on the produce, because they use oil-based pesticides that don't wash off in the rain. So guess what? Regular water doesn't have the ability to take those off, but Kangen water has the ability to take them off, just like it broke down the oil over here.
Now coming to the fifth type of water, that is called the strong acidic water. And this is one of the best waters, and because of which the hospitals in Japan are using these waters for sanitizing, for cleaning the surgical equipment, the operating rooms, the sterilizing the equipment. Because once you soak this equipment for 60 seconds in this water, strong acidic water, it kills 99.9% of the germs. Okay? And you can see even people getting tremendous results from the infections of the wounds that they got, how this water can help. So this is a person having eczema. The vesicles you can see here. And this is after 2 weeks of spraying the leg with the 2.5. So drinking 9.5 water, then spraying the acidic 2.5 pH water. And this is psoriasis. 1st November, and this is after 17 days, and this is after nearly 50 days, and this is after 2 months. So what did they do? Drinking Kangen water 9.5 and spraying the acidic water and then the beauty water. So in 2 months, gone. And here, psoriasis on the face, psoriasis on the hand, gone in 2 months. And same way here, conditions improved after drinking Kangen water. Before, after. Before, after. Same thing, 2 weeks after treating daily with 2.5 pH Kangen water, strong acid water. And here, this is the diabetic foot. So washing and soaking and cleaning the bacteria, then drinking 9.5 pH water, and they had to kill, instead of cutting the leg, they had just cut only a finger. And this is what the strong acid water can do. So this was the leg. This is after 1 month. This is after 1.5 months. After 2 months. You can see the total recovery within 2.5 months. Otherwise, their leg could have totally been cut off. And same way here, foot fungus. And within 10 days, using the 2.5 pH. And this strong acidic water before, after 3 months, and after 5 months. So same thing, strong acidic water, psoriasis. You can see December 12, January 13 and June 13. In 6 months, the total psoriasis has cleared. Watch. This is MRSA, that is methicillin resistant bacteria, which actually eats up the flesh. And this is after using Kangen water 2.5 pH. And this is the video I was talking about, a person who had to amputate his leg because of his diabetic foot. And this is how the leg looked like. You can see the total in and out exposed. Okay. You can see the total dead tissues. So they are cleaning this with the 2.5 pH of Kangen water. You can see the leg acid is like a dummy leg. You see the deep cut, how it is. And these are actual pictures of people who are having it in India. They are seeing it. So in the hospitals, 1-2 months, then they cut off the leg. And see, these are the changes after using this Kangen water 2.5. See the healing process. Look. So this was how it was before, and this is the healing process. And here it is healing well, and here still the healing. And you can see the scar is totally, it is totally healed. It's all because of the acidic water, and this is the person who had this. And there are different ways to use these waters. In fact, you can use this strong Kangen water 11.5 in around 23 ways. You can use this as strong acid water in around 15 ways. You can use this beauty water in around 13 ways. And you can use it for different conditions. All these are available on the net. Okay. So now before I go further, let me give you some idea about our company. You are ready for it? Okay. So our company is a 42-year-old Japanese company, Enagic, and it is licensed as a medical device manufacturer. And it has got the ISO certification, but the most important certification is ISO 13485. That means it is graded as a medical device, the only water ionizer in the world which has got the certification of 13485. That's what makes this as a medical device. Means it is out of the highest standards that could be also used in the hospitals. No other ionizer in the world has this certification. It was first used in Japanese hospitals in 1974, and the first domestic unit was introduced in 1994. And there is a 5-year warranty on our machine, SD501, and our machine has a lifespan of 20 to 25 years, and we have got offices in 20 countries worldwide. US, Canada, Mexico, Italy, Germany, France, Portugal, Japan, Korea, Taiwan, Hong Kong, Philippines, Singapore, Australia, Malaysia, Indonesia, Brazil, Russia, and in India, it launched on February 6, 2016. That means we are just 1 month young in India. Okay? And this is approved by the Japanese Association of Preventive Medicine for Adult Diseases. That means this group is a group consisting of 6,500 doctors. And you know, Japan is a country where the average lifespan is around 81 years. So there is a group of doctors who prescribe what is the best thing for these people. And they have got 51 products which are approved. And in the water category, the Energix, the only company in the world which is being approved for this is our Energic, our SD501 machine. And this is also a certified medical device by the Japanese Ministry of Health and Welfare and for use in the hospitals. And our company has the gold seal certification from the WQA, the Water Quality Association, which is in the US. In fact, our company has not got one, but it has got 4 awards, 4 gold seals. Do you actually see value in this machine? So what is the value you are seeing in this? Number 1, this water helps us to slow down aging. Yes or no? Yes. Number 2, it helps to prevent chronic diseases. It reverses the existing disorders and promotes excellent detoxification. ultimate for skin and hair care, the best cooking medium, and also the best disinfectant. Correct? Now, I'm asking one question. Do you see value in owning one such machine at home? Yes or no? 100%? Yes. Now, do you see a healthy, happy family through our machine, the SD501? Yes or no? 100%? Yes. Now, what's next? What's the cost of the machine? So, before coming to the cost of the machine, let me have a small question for you. You see, we all spend thousands of rupees on our food and our groceries and our nutrition. On an average, if I ask you, a family of 4, how much do they spend per month on their food and nutrition? Average?
Average of 10,000 to 12,000.
10 to 15,000 to 20,000. That means if I tell 15,000, it's the ideal thing. So at an average, that means we spend around 500 rupees per day on 25% of our body. Logically, if you are spending 500 rupees per day on our 25% of the body, how much should we actually spend on the 75% of our body? We have to spend around 1,500 per day. But luckily, no, we don't have to spend so much because the cost of the machine is much less than what we imagined. See, normally you know what is the cost of medical devices. They cost in tens of lakhs, 20, 30, 40 lakhs. But our machine, the SD501, which has a lifetime of 20 to 25 years, comes at a cost of just 2,68,000. And let me be very, very conservative. That means even if I take this life of this machine to be 15 years, how much it will cost me per year? So divided by 15, how much it will cost me per year? 17,866.
Per year.
Per year. If I divide it by number of days, by 365 days, that means the cost of the machine is not even 50 rupees. That means it is just 49 rupees per day. Not per liter, not per person, per family. 6 liters of water per minute.
Per minute.
Per minute. That means you can give your water to your family, to your friends, to your relatives, and still water keeps coming for the next 20 to 25 years. And why we are telling 20 to 25 years? Because even the first machine that was manufactured in 1994 is still working as efficiently as it was. And beauty about this is we have got the patented cleaning system, e-cleaning system, because of which we can clean our machine every 15 days to 1 month. That keeps it cleaning and it does the cleaning automatically. Yeah. See, at an average, even if you talk about the 20-liter bottle, it's been around 70 to 80 rupees for the good quality of water. But we know what that water is today. But here you are getting the world's best water. What it does, it protects our cells from the outside. Then it is preserving our pH balance. And number 3, it is also penetrating into the cell, carrying in water, oxygen and nutrients and removing the toxins from the cell. So what else you need? When your cells are healthy, your body is ultimately at the top of its health. So I'm inviting